three of the six police officers, I started seeing news clips and stuff. Say,
One, two, 1, 2. How do I sound? Sound good?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Sounds pretty good. You could probably maybe put your gain up a little.
How about now? Better? Hello?
Yo,
How's that now?
maybe a little more.
That is to the max now.
Is it? What?
Yeah.
That's weird. Put it about halfway.
There's a volume setting. Like, what does that do?
You sure you were using the right one?
Yeah.
Volume will be for your headphones.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, hey, look, I think it's time. Oh well,
Oh, wait, yeah, my mic.
I can
mic
just.
template.
There you go. I can boost you up in the system. There we go. That's fine. It's fine. Here we are. We're back. Again.
Hey, it's your boys.
I mean, a little
What's
sooner
he
than
on
30
about
seconds, but
that?
hey. What is
back
he
again.
on about this time?
Hang on, I've got multiple things talking at the same time. Let's mute that. That sounds better. Okay. Yeah, back at it again. This is the second week in a row now.
Yeah. It's
Got a bit
third
of a-
week in a row, but isn't it?
This is the third week in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
actually.
last
I
week was the
forgot
off
that.
week, and now we're doing a third in a row, which a little wild. And we would have been on earlier, but I got stuck in work, unfortunately.
Good.
It'd be nice if I could ever, like, just we could ever have just a set time for this, and I didn't have to worry about leaving work late. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Just plenty
I
of
mean-
time. But
We always aim for about 6
yeah,
ish.
like
gonna-
latest, really.
Yeah.
Ideally,
maybe
we'd
a
want
bit
to start
before
sooner.
Or a bit later, depending on your work situation.
Exactly.
But here we are again.
Indeed.
Still down. We've had kind of updates every episode, and now,
Yeah.
lockdown seems to have expanded again. A lot of people in the UK now in lockdown.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Here we go.
Like it was quite a funny progression, really, weren't it? It went from like, obviously there were a couple of towns up in England that had all gone into local lockdowns, but Wales, Caerphilly went into lockdown, and of course everyone starts making memes about it and calling us the dirty folk and all that.
Yes, you do.
And then not long after that, 4 other counties went into lockdown in Wales. So well done, guys. You're really showing yourselves to be
Yeah.
better than Caerphilly, yeah?
It didn't take long, did it?
No, 2 weeks. Literally 2 weeks. And then a few days after that, Boris decided to announce full UK lockdown.
Is it full UK lockdown?
I mean, I assumed so. Or is it just full England lockdown?
Well, basically, because Scotland and Ireland
Okay.
are also basically in lockdown.
We're basically starting from the beginning again. Let's be fair. We're starting from scratch.
Yeah, it just kind of
Minus a
seems
couple
like all of the
100,000.
good work that was done to suppress the COVID has just been undone now.
What do you mean? The pubs are open.
I mean, yeah, the pubs are still open. I mean, God forbid, do not make any unessential journeys. But I mean, you can go
pub's
to the
there.
pub, I guess. So that
Well-
it is essential.
I mean, I could essentially walk to the pub right now. But
Yeah.
I don't get how it works. So I haven't been in a pub during lockdown. like, how the hell is it? You know what I'm trying to say here, right? Like, how? How could it possibly be, like, safe or whatever?
Well, the measures that they've made are that there is table service only, because that changes everything, I
Hate
guess.
to be the barmaids.
Yeah.
or barmen. Or barmen.
Yeah. All those Weatherspoons barmaids or barmen were like, they would complain when you kept ordering just one drink, and now they're like, fuck, no, we got to do it.
Yeah,
We can't
they
go
hated
anywhere.
when the remote ordering come in a couple of years ago, and now apparently they're ahead of the curve. Bet they hate that. I mean, not that any Weatherspoons workers working that were working before, really. Anyway, they're all working Tesco and Asda now, aren't they,
Yeah.
Tim?
And then they've also reduced the time slot, so you've got to be out by 10. Because again, that 1.5 hour or 2 hours difference really makes much difference.
If you're gonna close the pubs sooner, then surely it should be more than an hour, right? Like, what's the point just closing an hour sooner? Like, I really don't see what difference. And for, like, not often I agree with Piers Morgan, but here and there he's had some decent points. He said it quite well. Him having grown up in a pub himself, if people have less time to drink, then they'll just drink more quicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not. What are they thinking? Legit, like. I suppose they're not. Again.
Like, it's a kind of thing where they were like, we want to keep the pubs and whatever open, and we need to do something. So I guess we'll just do this, and we'll just pass it off as this is, gonna.
Yeah, let's do this and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's a change, but it's not a good one, really.
Nah, it's not enough. Like, again.
No.
Like, that's the thing. They seem to do, like, the bare minimum, if that. But yet you still got some weirdos saying that Boris is trying his best and he's just had a kid and we should be easier on him. It's like, he left his cancer-ridden wife to have an affair to make that baby, as I understand. So why should I feel sorry for him for digging that hole?
Yeah, people have kind of forgotten that, I think.
Well, it helps that the newspapers were pushing that whole narrative for months. I mean, there's few things you get to do as Prime Minister, but you can make yourself look good in the papers.
Oh, easy.
Wait, what do I mean? There's few things you can do. You can do pretty much whatever you want as Prime Minister, thinking about it, if we take Boris as example. Yeah, that's another thing. I heard that he went up to Italy to have his kid baptized because he's the most wholesome Catholic I've ever witnessed.
Did he need to do that? Did he need to go there to do that?
Well, it's speculative at the moment. Supposedly he went to Italy to have a private service for that. No, he fucking didn't need to. But supposedly some airliner or an airport or something like that has proven the claims to be false or something. But then 2 days later, I seen the whole thing pop up again. So was that it? Get the debunking getting debunked or what?
When was this, by the way?
This was in the last week or so, I believe. Maybe the last month. I couldn't tell you exactly.
So he went over in the last month?
Yeah, it would have been within the last month he had the service. Yeah,
Yeah, so he's not really trying his best to.
not really. No,
No.
not really.
And then there was that. Did you see that photo going around on Good Morning Britain or something? And it was Matthew Hancock, Boris Johnson, and a load of the other guys just kind of all stood within 2 meters.
Oh, it's fine. They moved it down to 1 meter now.
Okay, it's fine.
Again,
Yeah,
why?
Yeah.
Like, that's a thought. Do you think that since they've moved it down, now that England at least is in full lockdown, do you think they've increased it again? Like, so it's now 2 meter social distancing again instead of 1.
I'm pretty sure it is. I've seen loads of 2 meter social distancing
Okay.
stuff going around. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm assuming all kind of contact is as it was in the peak back in first few months.
Yeah.
Um, I do get it. It is hard because like if you start closing down bars or restaurants again, they will actually go bankrupt. So it is. It's like ideally you do need to have a full lockdown.
Yeah, you do realistically, because
Yeah.
otherwise we're bunned. Like I might be wrong with the quote here, but I'm pretty sure. I read that Johnson said in his speech something along the lines of, "We all need to come together and just stay in and do nothing for the good of everyone." Why didn't he say that in the fucking first place?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why now? Why not in the first place? So we may not have hit this.
Yeah.
How are the
Also-
other? Have you seen how the other countries are doing with second wave, if you will?
Quite bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spain's having around 10,000 cases a day,
Oof.
which
That
is
went
kind
back
of,
up quick.
yeah. Same with France. I'm gonna put the specs right now. Actually, let's have a look
See.
at the depressing news. It is nearing 1 million deaths.
Oh wow, that's
984,000 at the moment.
that's big.
So yesterday, Spain reported 11,500
Oof.
new cases.
Oof.
France 13,000. So yeah, actually these are higher than when it was at its peak.
Yeah.
And there was I did see a news article, I think yesterday, that says if it carries on in the UK at least as it is, you're looking at 50,000 cases a day. Obviously, it'll never happen, but like at the rate it's going, it's predicted.
I don't like to use the term it never happened anymore, because it seems like every time I use that, it happens. Like, I at this point, I'm sure that phrase is like some sort of alchemy or some bullshit. And if you say it, then the opposite will happen.
I shouldn't have said that. Jinxed it now.
So, New Zealand, I'm looking at the daily change at the moment from Google, their Google stats. So their peak for daily change was around about 80, 90. And that was way back in like 5th of April. And then from there, it's just gone down. And it's been under 10 up until August. And it hasn't breached 20. So New Zealand, whatever the fuck they're doing, it seems to be working. Deaths, what? Really?
What?
Are you looking at the stream?
No, I'm looking at my stats.
Yeah, look at the stream a second. Like, what?
Wait, what?
What? How? How fucking unhealthy is everyone else? Fuck me. What are they drinking in New Zealand? Let's compare that to the US, shall we?
One thing I
Wow.
noticed on this. Yeah, go on.
That instantly
Yeah.
beat New Zealand and
Boom.
never got even close to as low as them. What are all these spikes? Like what
know,
the
don't know
hell
why
are
it's like
all of
that.
these spikes? Like what is Trump's strategy to get all of, oh right, we're on deaths, right, that's okay. That's not cases. There's cases. Oh wow, even still. Holy shit.
Oof. Look at that jump.
Jesus. Yeah, they fucking went up and they were like not fine, but steady, at least steady around 20K for like 2 months, and now for the last 3 they've been between 75 and like 40 cases a day. Holy shit. What? All right, UK, United Kingdom. Oh, right there. Oh, that's sharp. Okay,
seconds
so
of,
where did we
go.
lock? Where did we actually lock down? Do you remember the date? Was it around about March?
23rd of
Or...
March, I believe.
Right. Okay. So it was about there. It was about by there. And since then, all of the data started to flood in, and whoop.
Mm-hmm. And it was too late.
Yep. So we've only gone up to like 6,000 a day. I mean, percentile wise, I don't know how that compares to the US, but we being as we have a much lower populace, probably a lot worse, but still. So let's see. We flattened the curve, as they say, or well, we made a bowl, really, didn't we? We made a little bowl for ourselves, bowl of COVID. So today we've actually had our highest amount in a day yet.
Mm-hmm.
Highest
It's around-
amount of new cases in a day as of yet, by about 7
many-
only, but still.
Okay. How much was it?
6,208. We haven't had
Okay,
those
yeah.
numbers since April, May.
UK. And that's only going to go up,
Mm-hmm.
fortunately.
And deaths, okay, deaths have flattened, it would seem, but there's a. It looks like it's ready to start making a bowl again. I mean, it seems to correspond with the amount of cases, just about. Like the curve of it all. So most deaths we've had in a day is like 1,172. And we dropped to like less than 20 a day for like between August and September, but I think we're about to start booting up because it's gone 3, 30, 10, 14, 6, 9, 5, 9, 20, 27, 21, 27, 18, 37.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 37 deaths today. That's the most we've had in a while. Oof.
Still, not as like I've noticed with Spain and France, although their cases is higher, the deaths are lower. So there have been amendments.
New Zealand's getting ballsy. Apparently, they're easing their mask rules now, as of 5 hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this far with, and you've been brilliant. Why not just keep it a little longer?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what everyone
Just
should
wait
have done.
till everyone else is done. Like they've done so well with it at this point. They just need to stick to it until everywhere. Because let's be honest, they're fine. It's everyone else that's the problem. Like they're managing, but if they even let their guard down long enough for like 2 Britons to get in, they probably fuck. Let's be fair.
Oh yeah, probably.
Like, it's funny that actually, because I seen on Twitter the other day, some guy, some guy was doing an interview or something, and he said something along the lines of high quality studies suggest that cloth masks actually increase your reinfection rate.
Okay.
Personally, I think that's a load of crap. Looking through all the tweets and everything, a lot of people went to find those studies, and none of them say like definitively they increase chance of reinfection. But they imply that if you don't wash your mask regularly, then there is a possibility you could get reinfected. But again, the thing with that is, to be reinfected with COVID from wearing your own mask, you will have had to have COVID, wore the mask for whatever reason, even though you should be inside self-isolating, and then decided not to wash your mask.
Which,
So,
yeah, silly move.
yeah, it's not really much of a argument, is it?
That's just common sense. You know,
Yeah,
if you've been breathing into something, got the virus, and then didn't wash it, I mean, you're an idiot.
yeah, like the blue masks, they all of them are like I don't think they're single use, but they're like limited use. It's like 3 or 4 times or something in it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, you could argue the same with them. If you don't get a new mask, like, then it's not gonna it won't work as well. Like, people are just being dumb for the sake of it with some of this, I swear. And I seen a lot of people arguing. It's funny, the kind of self-righteous people you see arguing some of these points. Like, you can clearly see they don't give a fuck about like whether they're right or not, or whether what they're saying actually has any substance, because they heard this fact, and now whenever they get the chance, they want to use it to stump someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I seen this one woman arguing with someone about face masks, and rather than stating the information she had, that she knew that she could have just contributed to a discussion instead, she said something along the lines of, so how big is the virus, and how big are the holes in the mask?
No. Oh,
I'll
no.
wait.
Oh no, I'll wait.
Yeah. I'll wait.
Fuck's sake.
One of those kinds of people.
I may as well not wear a mask. That's all.
Yeah, I
Just don't bother.
I mean, she must be right. She's waiting for us to find the answer. She must be right. There's not even any point looking into it. Fuck a mask.
Some say she's still waiting.
But okay, but right, let's dive into that, yeah? So, first off, how big's a micron?
Very small.
Very, very fucking small. So, supposedly, from what I understand with these masks and the whole micron limit, whatever, or and the size of the virus or whatever, so some people are arguing that these masks, the holes in them, they're too big to prevent the COVID molecules from getting through, because it's like 0.6 microns versus the virus being 0.3 microns.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually had a couple of ways I could kind of demonstrate this point, but I forgot to sort that out. So let's think about crap, I've got nothing. Okay, so let's say a sieve, yeah? You get a sieve,
Okay.
and you get a hose, yeah?
Hey.
And let's say that the jet of water that comes from the hose is roughly about the size of the holes in the sieve or the colander, yeah? So if you start spraying your mate with a hose, yeah, you're going to get soaked. But if you hold up a colander in front of it and then you start spraying the hose, then sure, some water will get through, but it's not going to go straight most of the time. And a lot of it is going to be deflected back.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the argument?
Yeah. You
Like-
can't just do nothing.
Yeah,
You need to at least make an effort to do something.
Like, just because it sounds like the mask doesn't work doesn't mean that you shouldn't put it on, because it will make some level of difference. Like, the difference is 0.3 microns or whatever. So supposedly
if-
COVID isn't airborne, right? Which means it has to be piggyback off the back of like the water molecules that you spit out as you're speaking. Water much bigger than 0.6 microns. And not only that,
No way, Jose.
but not only that, so when I had to go get my foot stitched up, I had my like fucking watchdogs thing, you know, the little neckerchief thingy that I use as a mask. I had that, and I had one of my cloth masks in my pocket. And the nurse told me that I couldn't wear my whatever this is as a mask in there, because it needed to be 3 layers.
Okay.
So that implies that the cloth mask I have, which I counted, does have 3 layers, and the general blue surgical masks would also have 3 layers. So let's take the sieve idea again. Now let's keep spraying our mate through the sieve, and then add 2 more sieves on top of that. It's going to be fuck all water hitting him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, there's 3 layers of whatever that can stop something so many microns big. So it's not as if all of those holes are going to be lined up exactly with each other. It's going to be like some weird sort of lattice in it. That's one of the reasons why they probably say that, like, you can only use it so many times, because it'll get a build-up of whatever. Like, if you wear it long enough, eventually maybe some COVID molecules could get through it. And if you keep breathing through it, then eventually those COVID molecules could get into you. Point being, eventually. Like,
Exactly.
I don't understand a lot of these arguments. It just seems like arguments for argument's sake. It's like they're trying to be the hero that ends the pandemic.
If
Like,
these molecules are like, you know, wherever they are, coming out of someone's mouth, or they're already or they're already in the air. If they're standing side by side, they're gonna get their fucking shoulders stuck. They're like, oh fuck!
exactly.
I can't quite get through here. My shoulders are too big next to each other.
Exactly.
If they're buddying up.
Exactly. That's the point. Yeah, difference is 0.3 microns. What if 2 molecules try and get through a hole at the same time? But yeah, that Twitter been making me laugh for the last few days. Some people, they dumb. I would have brought some of it up on the screen, but I can't get my notes up, unfortunately.
Why?
So the Windows version of the Notes app ain't working, so I can't get to the links.
Fair.
I
So
might
you have
be
no
able
notes.
to open them in Chrome anyway.
So you come unprepared with no notes.
Oh,
on a
what can
Thursday.
I do? What can I do? Well, what have you got anyway? But we can start with a few of your points, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's all depressing enough.
Yeah, let's move on from that, please.
I'm gonna try. Let me just try to find something that's not so depressing.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Um, okay. Well, I saw a story. This is a few weeks back. I've had this story for quite a while, but so scientists have found rust on the moon.
Oh yeah, I had heard about that. It's quite
And it's all our
interesting.
fault again. It's all because of Earth.
I
Our selfish fault.
I hear there was something to do with us, but I didn't have the time to like dive into it then. So what? Go on, summarize this for me.
I mean, I don't know what this means for the moon. I don't know how it will impact the moon. Probably not a lot, to be honest. But so it kind of happens as the oxygen travels on a magnetic tail, well, from Earth. It lands on the moon. It interacts with lunar water molecules and creates rust. Because there are small bits of water on the moon.
Well, I would imagine so. Like, our tides are controlled by the moon, so I wouldn't be surprised if half the water on the moon is our water.
But just in molecule form, where it's tiny, it's nothing.
Like the little molecules that escape out of the atmosphere.
But it's enough to cause rust, which is.
I don't think you really need much water to. In fact, that reminds me of something I found out when I was younger. So apparently, rust doesn't happen from like metal touching water, right? It happens from the water drying and oxidizing on the metal, which then causes it to corrode. So if you have metal just underwater, like if you had a pole of metal underwater versus if you had a pole standing up in the water and the water was kind of varying up and down, then you'd see a lot more rust on the one with the variable water than you would with the completely submerged pole, because it has time outside of the water. It has more time to oxidize. So yeah, fun fact. Did you know?
Fun fact.
I'm probably wrong.
Maybe wrong. Some of that's got to be right. No, that I have seen that is correct.
Yeah, it's something around that kind of thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this picture. So the orange bit's where it's rusted then? It's a
I guess.
weird old graph thingy that.
It did also state that the magnetic tail also blocks nearby solar winds during the full moon, meaning the moon is temporarily shielded from the blast of hydrogen, opening a window for rust to form. Which again goes with your theory.
Yeah. Like the water stays on the metal, and as it dissolves, the hydrogen sort of oxidizes with the metal and kind of things together, does chemistry
things, atoms and particles and all that shit.
Rusty particles. So apparently, yeah, the top and bottom of the moon is going to be like a reddy browny color.
Again, it's
not
just
actually
more...
representative, by the way, as this is there, but you know,
just more fucking shit that we're throwing into space. We're not even meaning to do it. We just are. More pollution. More things have to suffer because of us. And that's the way us as humans be, unfortunately.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it? Like we just fuck everything else. We gotta sort shit for ourselves. That's the kind of species we are.
Yeah, where we survive, others kind of have to kind of suffer for that. Unfortunately, as you know, bacteria, small life forms, it's all the same. We're just big bacteria.
Yeah, like I have those mildly insane theories with like how every plant could contain an entire universe, for example.
Yeah, they always trip me out. So cool to think about.
Like the one thing that I always correlate to it. So like I forget what the thing is now. Is it? It might be something to do with string theory. But there's like this picture of something. Oh wait, no, it's something to do with the Big Bang, infinite expansion. Big Bang. So yeah, it's like these kinds of things, you know, like so I think the pictures I seen before, it sort of shows it more as like branches and stuff like that. But here's my thought, yeah? So Big Bang, what if a black hole, right, is just like, so this is just off the top of my head now. So what if a black hole, yeah, is just a seed? Black hole's just a seed, right? Sitting somewhere in space, if you will. So it's sucking in all the nutrients it can, yeah? Or, you know, all the mass it can, being a black hole, or nutrients being a seed. And then eventually it takes in enough that black hole, there's one of them, what do you call it, coronal mass ejection, where it blasts out a load of matter and energy at like ungodly speeds out into the universe or its galaxy or whatever. A seed would take all the nutrients and then explode out in the same sort of way into like a plant, start unraveling and like have all the branches going off and all that sort of crap, and until it like grows out into this big old thing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I like to think of that as like some sort of it's almost what do they call it? It's like that whole thing like how you find like nature in like the weirdest places, like the patterns of nature in the strangest places, you know? It's like so strange. It's so strange to me that we can see something so simple like a plant growing on Earth and how it can correlate to like a massive star or something like that, and how they can share some patterns and stuff like that in their either their composition or the or the way they interact with things and stuff like that. Let's try coronal mass ejection. Oh yeah, that's more of a sun thing, isn't it?
It looks like it.
Black
Yes.
hole coronal mass ejection. Zuko, stop it.
Is he acting up?
He's attacking my mouse cable.
Classic.
In it.
So, where's your cat cam?
I know, right? So that picture by there. Say hi, Zuko. Come on, buddy.
That's enough.
Yeah, so
that's their cat for the day. That's their Zuko for the day.
Yeah, so the whole idea with these, yeah, can't get a properly decent picture really. So the idea is that once a black hole gets enough energy into it, and it all arranges itself into just the right way. I reckon it's because a black hole's like so massive and generates such a huge amount of gravity. I reckon it works. These mass ejections work in a similar way to Bob Lazar's idea of the spaceships work. Like it sort of bends gravity around it when it does the ejection, and that's how mass is actually able to escape from the black hole. So I can remember reading something um about like flat space or something like that. I can't remember all the exact terms, but something about flat space time. And when space time goes flat, that normally creates like this huge amount of energy or something, apparently. So I reckon a portion of space time going flat in the black hole would then create that kind of repulsive gravity field like Bob Lazar describes, and move like the rest of the black hole around the bit of mass that's going to eject. And because the black hole is so compacted and squeezed tight, this coronal mass, let's call it for simplicity, this coronal mass ends up getting squeezed out in the same sort of way that we see like the idea of the spaceship falling into the empty space. So like the black hole closes the space behind where the coronal mass is, and it squeezes out towards the surface of the black hole, and bursts out in like one of these fantastical flares. And to be fair, I reckon that could be an argument for the Big Bang. Like, who's to say that these black holes haven't just been going on forever and ever and ever, and a Big Bang to us could have just been like one of these ejections, and all of that mass just like floating back around to the center. Like, for example, with you, like shoots out and then whee, and then back into the spin, you know?
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Like, when they gonna bring out the video of the Event Horizon? Like, real talk, because they said they were gonna have a video for us.
They say a lot of things. They say we're gonna have videos of UFOs and actual proof of UFOs, and then
Yeah, but we actually got a picture of a black hole. I want a video. They said they'd give us a fucking video.
I know. We do have the picture at least.
Yeah.
Although blurry. I mean, it's very fucking far away. So.
Yeah, they have like upsampled the data as well to make it look fancier. I think they use some AI to do it. Yeah, so here we go. Simulated EHT observation, and then that's some I think they're from what it looks like modeled to 30 gigahertz. They probably like fine-tuned the frequencies or something in the data, so it brought out a much more focused picture, if you will.
But where's the video?
Yeah, I know. Just want a video.
I want to see it in action. How much like storage does that take up to have a video of that?
It's probably a lot of data.
Yes.
Like, because the way that they're doing it, it's not like they're just pointing a camera up into space and press and record. Like, they have a series of satellites on Earth that are pointed up at Sagittarius A. It's in the center of our galaxy. And as it's going around the Earth, it's staying focused on that until it can't anymore. And just take in as much radio frequency data and all the rest of whatever other data it can record. And then once all of that data is compiled, they take it back and they have an algorithm that pieces it all together to create like a sort of photo from the radio data.
Yes.
So if we did want to make a camera that could in theory take a picture of Event Horizon, of the Event Horizon black hole, the lens alone would have to be as big as the Earth. because that's what we're doing by having all of these satellites spin around the Earth and focus on the telescope. We're making what they've called a I guess a simulated lens about the diameter of the Earth, which is mad.
That's crazy. Imagine the shit we'll see with that.
Yeah, so the video, apparently, what they were going to do for that, they were putting up a couple of satellites to make the lens effectively even bigger. I think that's how they think. I think they thought they were going to be able to get us a video by the end of this year, but
so cool if they could pull that off. That'd be next level. We'll be seeing things like every month they'll find something new and we're gonna close up of it.
I know it'll be wild, man.
Is it the nearest black hole to us?
It's our black hole.
It's our black hole.
It's our universe's black hole. Sagittarius A, I think it's called.
Isn't there more than one black hole in our...
galactic center of the Milky Way. Potentially, there could be like rogue black holes floating about in our galaxy, and certainly in our universe.
Yeah, definitely.
Videos, eventhorizontelescope.org. Videos. Zooming into the heart of Mesa 87.
God. These are just...
Yeah, this is like...
This is not video.
Rendered.
Yeah.
Though I don't know, this could be a picture.
Okay, I can see something. There it is.
Messier 87. Or Messiah
No.
87.
Still going. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. And there he is. And it's the photo, yes. Cool though.
Okay, so that's Sagittarius A right at the center of that massive supernova remnant.
It really just does show.
Yeah,
the
really shows the scale of that. Like, go from Earth like here to like even there. Like, we can't even see the nova yet. Like, now we're starting to see the nova, and we're still zooming. And even once we get to like there with the nova, still can't see the black hole.
No.
And like by the time we can see the black hole, we can't actually see anything else.
No. I think people forget how big the space is between things is. Like, just the distance between the planets in our solar system is massive. Like, you see a picture of all the planets together, and you're like, oh, they're quite close. They're not. They're not even nearly close.
Nah, no, it's all
you've got the that's just our solar system. To the next solar system is God knows how long, and that's just to the next solar system. To the edge of the galaxy then is unthinkable, and then you've got the universe, which is like a million times further away than any of these distances that we reach.
Like,
and then you go from the two furthest universes away, and then everything's still expanding, so there's just endless space out there, so we don't even know how big this is, all of this is. But it's kind of sad actually, because as everything does expand, obviously things move further away at blistering speeds, and it just kind of means that, you know, space travel will become a little harder, to the point where it'll probably be impossible.
Yeah. Like, have you seen Interstellar?
I have, yes.
like just when you look at Interstellar, that you kind of without say Bob Lazar's technology, you kind of realize just how fucking impossible spaceflight actually is realistically. Like, and unless you were going Red Dwarf with it or something, like you were just like, bun it, don't care about everything or anyone I leave behind or ever, because with rocket propelled flight at least, or what they were using, and the kind of stuff that they were using in Interstellar, like time dilation and everything, it fucks you up. Like, like if we were even able to travel half the speed of light to the nearest next galaxy, by the time we got back, all life that we had known on the planet would probably be dead.
Probably.
And that's not even like thinking about it in terms of like we'll be gone that long. Like if we could make the trip 2 days, then by the time we get back, everyone would probably be dead because time dilation would have us aging at a rate of 2 days for everyone else's 100 years or whatever.
It's crazy.
It is like we need to figure out some way to get like physical evidence of that shit happening. Like someone that goes out to space, like not just to the space station, but say, I don't know, goes on a full orbit of the sun, so somewhere else in the universe, and then comes back, somewhere else in the galaxy even, and then comes back. Like, I wanna see some kind of evidence, like physical living evidence of it, you know? Because it seems so out there. It sounds so woo-woo, don't it?
It does. It's crazy. And I mean, the whole thing with the guy in the space station come back with the clock, and it was like barely a second out.
Yeah.
Somebody could say, oh, well, I mean, that could have just been a slight fault, or, you know, I mean, clocks are like, what, 99.999% accurate most of the time.
Well, it was an atomic clock, so what is the accuracy of an atomic clock? With an error of only 1 second in up to 100 million years.
Okay, fair. That is pretty accurate.
Whew. Yeah, I mean, time dilation seems like it's probably more likely then, I guess.
Someone needs to get up into space, go far away, really fast, come back, and tell us all. Well, not tell us all about it, because we'll all be dead.
Like,
tell our grandchildren all about it.
Like, I understand it's like it's physically impossible, right? But I like in concept, I want to know what, like, how it would look to like have, say, a video stream of your house on Earth, yeah, while you go on that trip. Like, or if you were in a video call, that, let's say, then, and you got in range and you started traveling towards Earth at a speed enough to for time dilation to be visible in the video, so they could actually stream to it, though it probably couldn't because you'd be moving too fast to be able to pick up the signal. But still, ignoring that, what would that look like? How weird would that be?
If you're in the ship, would you just be like in slow motion to the point where you're like,
yeah, like would it be like slow motion because you have like the reference for Earth, or would would the video stream just like seem to start speeding up or what? Like,
Yeah, on each end it'll be very different. They just die like right in front of you.
yeah,
It's
like
a
imagine
dead
fucking
wall.
it starts ramping up to the point where like you could it's just a blur on your end. It's just blurs going past the screen constantly. But then back on Earth, they look at yours, and you're like, you're like taking about 5 days just to stand up and go make yourself dinner.
5 days and you just said like one word.
Like video streams, just like
Like that, but like 100 times slower
yeah.
at least. Well, that'd be straight, yeah. And then on the other end, it would just be like if you had someone who would at least go on that call for like an hour a day, you would just see them grow old really fast, and it'd be quite sad.
Yeah, like how would that work on each end as
I
well?
don't
Because should. Cause like if they stream for an hour on Earth and you stream for an hour where you are, then isn't that gonna go for like several days for them? But you'll see like 10 minutes.
Hmm.
Oh,
You
space
would
is
have to
weird.
continuously
My brain's starting to hurt
stream.
now.
Yeah, yeah. We need someone to come up with this.
Yeah, we need a scientist. If you're a scientist, hit us up.
Yes, please. We do want to have guests, so we do.
We would love to
was
get some
talking about
guests on.
someone that we would love to have on the show.
Mm.
Someone who lives near us. Do we want to spoil it or
I wouldn't say it's spoiling it. I mean,
no?
I'd love to just get him more attention, to be honest. Like get his word out more. So
Because it's a lot of commitment.
yeah, so there's this guy Lawrence. Bless his heart.
I never even knew his name, Lawrence.
Yeah. I read it in the article the first time I read it, but I've forgotten since. But so this guy, the story is apparently he lost his job when he got made redundant years and years ago, and he couldn't find another job. Like no one would take him on. So at that point, at a certain point, he ended up just making a sign, getting on his bike, and just biking that sign everywhere to try and get a message out. And I believe the sign reads, "Global tyranny. How long will we let our..." I'm paraphrasing at this point. "Our corporate overlords and their Freemasons control us," or something along the lines of that. It's essentially just kind of bringing attention to the whole idea that we're getting shit on by everyone that has the money to shit on us. To put it simply, like I'd be very hesitant to say that there's a structured new world order that's controlling the entire world. It's much more likely that it's just a load of asshole CEOs and asshole government officials just being selfish for themselves.
Yeah,
Than
it's not
actual organization.
It's not the classic theory of like 20 guys all sat around a table like, what should we do with the world today?
Yeah,
How are we going to run this world?
Like it's very unlikely to be a kind of Mr. Robot scenario where we've got like the biggest conglomerate of the US ruling the one part of the world, and they meet up with all the biggest CEOs of all the other countries, and they organize like how they're gonna shit on the public and get what they want today. It's very likely not like that, because we can't even organize a pandemic that we run tests to see if we were ready for a pandemic for. So like the Tories are 100% using coronavirus as a means to get some of the shit they want done, right?
Mhm.
But if you try and tell me that they're an organized, coherent entity that knows exactly what they're doing and how they're going to get it,
Yeah.
no chance. But the whole idea of just generally, so the quote was something like, "How long will we let the criminal cabal and their Freemasons control us?" So, criminal cabal essentially, I think that references like corrupt business owners, basically corrupt CEOs and stuff like that. So this guy, I see him on his bike all the time. Like maybe I'll be driving down through driving down the street and I see him on the side, or I'll be going up the dual carriageway, and he's just still and every car that passes, every single car, he's waving to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if he's a local legend. Like
yes. He's been doing this for years. Like week after week, you will see him on his bike. Like this is his job now. Basically.
Like if you don't know who he is around here, then you're probably from England.
Yeah, you're not from around here.
Yeah.
Everybody in the bar.
Everyone knows about Lawrence. Even if they don't know his name, they know about Lawrence. It's like that guy that always sung on the bus. Everyone knows him.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah.
He actually went viral once, remember?
Oh, I don't remember that. For what?
Someone was on the bus and just filmed him like at the bus station, just like bobbing his head, singing out loud and all that.
Yeah.
Just loving life, isn't he? But Lawrence, so this guy, he is an absolute legend for what he's doing. Just for the fact that he's carrying this massive wooden sign on the back, trying to get the message out, and biking up to like 100 miles a day. Like, a news article said that sometimes he goes from where he lives in the valleys up to Bristol. All the way, then that means going over the bridge on the M4 and all that, like on the motorways on a push bike with a heavy metal sign on your back.
He's rapping.
He is.
He knows what he wants.
Like in theory, even the people of Bristol know who he is.
Like he must know something to put himself through this every day. And to want to do this, and to continue to do this. Yeah,
like a lot of the people that were interviewed asked about him in the articles. They all of them say, like when they've had the chance to talk to him, or when they've pulled over just to have a chat and stuff. They say he always comes off as like a really intelligent, like level-headed guy, and like they can never they can never make any fault with any of the points he makes, like which is one of the reasons I want him on the podcast. I would love to have him on. I would love to have a really good chat to him about like all of the crap that we chat about. Yeah. Like I'd love to see his perspective on a lot of this stuff, and more than anything, I'd love to just see his message get out.
So our plan is to somehow get in contact with him, maybe. I mean, it is a maybe thing.
Yeah, like
you never know. It would be cool to have him on.
Like, I don't know if he knows how to use Discord to a remote one, and for. I feel a bit like Lawrence is sound, of course, but it feels weird having guests over for the podcast in the house, you know?
Yeah, it's not a studio, is it?
We could do with a studio. Episode 5, we could do with a studio. That's the title now.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah.
Even if it's like a 5-minute Skype call, just to ask him all the questions that you need
Yeah.
to know.
Even if we just have him on for a bit, like I'm sure eventually we could get him on for like a second, a second showing or whatever.
Yeah. Could be a regular guest once every month. He just hops on and just
Yeah, like
chat shit.
I might next time I see him biking about, I might have to pull over, have a chat to him, like maybe try and get his number or some shit. See what I can do.
Slide into them DMs. I see how it is, Joe.
Yeah, I can remember one of my my best mate from primary school. Him and his mate, I'm sure they made like a mini documentary on him back in the day, like years ago now. I'll have to try and pull that out. Yeah, I'll try and see if that still exists. Dig it out, and we could go over that next time. Be interesting.
So that's a little teaser for you to keep you,
Keep you wanting.
So, do you have anything?
I have a few.
Go on. Moving on.
This is a fun one, right? Local news as well. I told Lewis, I know. I don't think I've told you yet. I've been saving this. Okay, so for the last 18 months, a village in Wales, an entire village,
I saw this.
an entire village, Aberhosen? How do you even...
Yeah.
I'm Welsh and I can't figure out how to pronounce that. Aberhosen? I guess that sounds about Aber and then Hosan. Like it sounds too plain to just be Aberhosen.
I know what you mean. There's no W.
Powys. It's in Powys.
Okay.
So there's an entire village in Powys that for 18 months BT have been trying to figure out what the hell has been going wrong. But at 7 a.m, like clockwork, the entire village's broadband would cut out. All of it. Just everyone would lose their internet 7 a.m. And they, after 18 months, they finally figured out what it was. And it turns out it was isolated to one single resident. So apparently, this resident would wake up at 7 a.m, go downstairs, and switch on their telly to watch a bit of morning news or whatever.
Yeah.
But that TV is so old that the electrical interference that comes out of it actually shut off the entire village's Wi-Fi.
That guy must feel so bad.
I know. He was mortified, apparently. He's agreed not to ever use the TV again, and he's mortified and would like to stay anonymous.
Oh man, yeah.
Could you imagine having BT rock up at your door like, mate, you gotta stop watching telly. It's breaking everything.
Jesus Christ! So every time he turns his TV on, everyone knows. What is it? Only when his TV is on?
Yeah. When his TV's turned on, it knocks out the village's broadband. Like,
Did he have his own broadband? Like, I wonder if he.
I wonder. Yeah, maybe he never bothered to get broadband. I mean, that's how he never realized.
I mean, he did have an ancient TV, so
yeah,
it's quite possible.
It's not as if he's got a modern computer monitor, a flat screen telly.
No, I don't think we can get him on Discord.
Probably not. No, he probably won't want to get on anyway.
No, he's probably scared of the internet now. That's probably scared him.
Probably, yeah.
He doesn't want to touch it in case he breaks the internet again.
That's funny though. Like, two total opposite ends of the spectrum in Wales. We got one town whose internet got shut off by an old TV, and then another town that had such shit internet in general that they decided to build their own.
Can you imagine they went through all of that and it was
my god, can you imagine? Same town. They build their entire internet structure. It still happens.
There's some guy in that town right now getting in his car tonight with a blanket over his TV. He's gonna dump it off somewhere.
Oh, bro.
Should be like a
I want to
murder.
get hold of him. I want to buy the telly off him so I can take it to protests and use it as a mimsy tracker blocker.
Yeah. Stick it to college to just,
Just
sir,
fuck
I
with
can't do any
everyone.
work. All the computers don't work.
Oh,
Couldn't do my own work.
that's a
Computers
good
don't work.
get out of jail free card, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything that you need internet to do, just bring that telly with you, and you can't do it. You got out of it, nice and easy.
You watch the sales of old TVs rocket now.
Yeah, every activist gonna be picking them up.
Yeah,
Oh, so
that's crazy.
sticking to the Internet of Things, and well, wasn't really Internet of Things. It was a thing destroying the internet. But oh, fuck off, Telegraph.
Have you subscribed to Telegraph?
Okay,
Give
yeah,
us some money.
fuck that news story for a second. Let's go into that point I had earlier. How the fuck can you, even for a second, think you have any moral standing to put news behind a paywall? I don't give a fuck what the story is. How the fuck do you think that's appropriate? It's bad enough with the BBC, like raising the getting rid of the whole free TV licenses for OAPs, like even on the internet now. There's like important stories behind paywalls, and you have to wait a few days for them to come out. Like, it pisses me the fuck off, because like with the BBC and the TV licenses, yeah, there's newspaper and there's TV that a lot of old people get their news from, and that is it. So now, my next year, I think my nan was going to be exempt from having to pay TV license. She still has to pay now. She has to keep paying if she wants to see news or have any entertainment at all in her house. Why? Like, at the very least, shouldn't BBC News be free? Right?
So,
I'd like
just the news channel.
I'm not being crazy saying that. Like, news should be free. Like, if you're gonna charge people a TV license, which is ridiculous. My 5-year-old self thought that was ridiculous. My dad said something about a fishing license. Like, if we like he'd like to take me fishing, but he has to buy me a fishing license, blah blah. And I cracked fishing license. What's next? A TV license. And he turned around like, well, yeah, they are TV licenses. And my poor little 5-year-old brain couldn't fucking compute that. I thought he was being sarky like my mum normally is. Like, I understand the concept, yeah? So, a TV license is like all the BBC channels, they have no advertisements whatsoever, except for maybe for some of their own channels or some of their own shows and stuff like that. And frankly, those advertisements, it's like a minute before it gets into the next show. So the BBC charge anyone that wants to watch live TV or any BBC content on a BBC platform. I don't remember exactly how much. What is it, like 120, 140 pound a year?
Yeah, it's between 120 and 150 quid.
Yeah. So let's say about 140 quid a pound a year just to legally watch TV. And the stupidest, that's fine because they're not showing ads and they need to make revenue somehow, right? Sure, that's cool. But why are you charging for news? Why are you charging for ITV? Why are you charging for Channel 4? Why are you charging for Why are you charging for everything that's outside of your fucking jurisdiction? Okay, let's step back for a second and think, okay, so maybe the BBC, they're the media company that set up all the infrastructure for everything, maybe. I don't know, but maybe that's the case. But again, why isn't news free? ITV, that's independent television, right? Is that what it stands for? So
So,
if that's independent, why isn't that free?
ITV.
If that's independent, what's that got to do with BBC?
I always thought ITV was free.
Well,
It is, yeah.
see,
ITV is a free TV station.
now, see, that's the thing. It's a free TV station, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to pay a television license. What that means is you don't have to pay Sky for a package to get it. It comes with a Freeview box. But that Freeview box, you still have to pay the TV license to be able to use it.
Yeah.
So there are Freeview channels, but they're not free to watch.
Any live TV.
Any live TV or anything on BBC iPlayer or any live TV through any internet to like thing. Also, yeah, like it has to be after anything's aired to be able to watch it without the TV license. It has to, like, for example, Rick and Morty, yeah? In theory, I wouldn't be allowed to simulcast it as it goes live on E4. But an hour later, once it's finished, then I could watch it on demand. So that's like the whole that's the whole thing of it. It's live TV and just BBC iPlayer. So why isn't news included in that? Like, what the fuck? Why? Like, it. The elderly people have just TV and news and newspapers to stay up to date with shit. Newspapers are propaganda toilet paper. The only newspaper in the UK that's supposedly unbiased and non-profit is The Guardian, and that's owned by Russian oligarchs, supposedly.
Okay.
So, newspapers are a fucking a load of shit, if you ask me anyway. And no, I'm not saying like BBC News or ITV News or any of that is any better. I'm just saying that shit should be free, especially in times like this. Like, my nan don't know shit. She probably don't know that the fucking pandemic's been extended 6 months.
Lockdown.
Like, how the fuck's she gonna find out?
That's another thing with these like I noticed when I was using the ITV Hub, which if you don't know, it's just ITV's.
Yeah, it's like their app for their on demand and their live TV in it.
This is a subscription service. Yeah, this is new subscription service, so you don't have ads while you watch your while you watch your TV, which is already is.
We're already paying a TV license.
Exactly, and other things I've started to adopt this method, such as I'm gonna see your face now.
If BBC ever bring out a premium service, I will burn their offices to the fucking ground.
Basically, a subscription.
I won't. That was being facetious. Don't fucking come at me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is basically a subscription service as it is, but you just pay yearly.
Yeah, that's exactly. So imagine they start charging premium. So imagine they lock BBC Three or BBC iPlayer behind a premium paywall. So if you're paying for a TV license, you have to watch it live TV. That pays for live TV only.
But I noticed we was doing our click and collect at Tesco.
And
they have a subscription service.
Tesco's.
So you subscribe, and then you get free deliveries and I think it's just free deliveries. And then you've got things like Xbox have their subscription services, and they have Games Pass, and they have their live. I can, and I with all
Everything's
these,
turning into something as a service,
yeah,
yeah.
you're
Which
basically
is awful
subscription.
because I could barely keep track of my expenses when I had to pay a £10 full phone bill, $7.99 to Netflix, and like 70 quid to Amazon randomly at some point in the year. I could barely keep track of that. I fuck knows what I've got now. Like for I know I'm paying for Funimation. I'm pretty sure I'm paying for a load of other things that we tried before Funimation as well. Still. And I'm paying for a VPN now so I can get American Netflix.
Everything. I
Everything.
think it worked out the best because if you'd chuck the whole year's sum up at once, people are scared by a big number.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
chuck $5.99, I won't miss a $5.99.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
it. Disney Plus. Because that's
Disney
like
Plus, yeah.
$5.99. That's what I'm paying for. I need to cancel that until Mandalorian season 2 comes out.
They've got your music
Oh yeah,
subscription.
that one as well. See what I mean?
Um, what else? What else is there?
I subscribe for coffee.
Yeah, there are things like that, like Loot Crate and stuff, and
Yeah.
other things. So your life is becoming one big subscription service.
It's funny because I can remember when I was younger, like I looked at the idea of credit and I thought like it's just stupid to pay for something that you don't have the money for and then restrict yourself for the next few months to have to pay back for it. But now everything's under that model.
Amazon now, if you can buy you can buy things on Amazon,
Mm.
and you can pay it back monthly.
Yeah. They have monthly finance now. They were doing credit cards for a while, but everyone gave them shit ratings.
And the finance is no interest.
Yeah,
It,
which is really good
it's,
to be fair.
I've used it.
It's like yeah, I used it for my phone.
It's used it for my Quest.
Mm. It's very convenient. Like especially seeing as PayPal, you can't use PayPal to pay on Amazon because they have a similar sort of like payback within 3 months and it doesn't cost any interest. So that's I've always liked that, but Amazon don't let you use it. So it's good in that respect, I guess.
So back to the original point.
Yeah.
Why we brought it all up is because you tried to view a very important piece of news that had come out, and it was the helping workers funding scheme.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah. So that's the one that I sent you earlier. But it's actually a different one, also from the Telegraph, that popped me off. But
yeah,
seeing as you mentioned it, do you want to jump into that one? Like what was it? Just remind me. Oh, I don't got a messenger on that at the moment. What did I fucking send you?
I will be 2 seconds. I really need a pee.
No problem. I'll keep it chatting.
Okay.
So let's see. Where was it? Yeah. Something about Rishi. How do you even say his name? Rishi Sunak? Okay, so yeah. The Telegraph thought it would be a great idea. At this point, I feel like they're just being predatorial with it. So they've put the headline wage I can't speak. Wage substitute. Thank you. Scheme to replace furlough as Rishi Sunak reveals new rescue package. You get you don't even get a single line of that article before it asks you to start your free trial for the Telegraph's reading service. Like, how can you put news about a fucking pandemic behind a paywall? Like, what kind of bullshit is that? It's fucking disgusting. But yeah, that my other point. What was that?
I'm back.
Hey, there he is.
Where we at?
So yeah, that whole thing was with Rishi Sunak. They put in coronavirus headlines behind a paywall. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? It's disgusting. It's predatorial.
Yes, you will find the news somewhere else, but then what happens when other companies start using it because they're like, oh well, Telegraph is making a lot of money from their subscriptions. We can make more money.
Exactly. It sets a fucking dangerous precedent.
Yeah, and then what happens when eventually you have to subscribe to a
don't. I don't want to have to think about that.
You gotta pay for it.
Thank God Twitter exists in that case.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean they'll always be that, so that helps.
I mean, I suppose Telegraph have been forced to it because everyone just goes to Twitter for their news now instead.
That's true. But that is also very dangerous because some of the things on Twitter can be very misleading and just wrong.
Yeah, and radicalizing.
Yeah.
Cute. But yeah, the article that I popped off at, I mostly popped off because it reminded me of the one from earlier. But so way back in the day, there were some people that were criticizing smart meters and the concept of them and everything. And naturally, everyone just kind of bats it off like, you're just being daft. This isn't 1984. Why would they? The electricity companies aren't gonna fuck us over. It'll be fine. They're not gonna start controlling all of our house through our smart meters. Don't be silly. So, the first version of the smart meters, V1, I believe they just let you like top up and see your balance and everything. V2, that is designed so that it takes a load of data and analytics. So it can see exactly how much electricity you're using where in the house and what kind of devices it is and all that sort of thing. Mm. Well, I'm not so much sure about what kind of devices. That'd probably be a little hard to get. But they can get, at the very least, the wattage of individual plugs, supposedly. This third version, however, is going to have the ability not only to remotely shut off gas and electricity, but it will be able to shut off gas and electricity to specific parts of your house if it's using what they deem as too much. Mm. So one immediately obvious example that I did steal from the news article that I read that wasn't behind a paywall. So let's say you've got a guy that has an electric car, yeah? So he needs to charge that overnight to get to work the next morning. But because that uses quite a lot of electricity, say he plugs it in at like 7 or so, maybe he just leaves it overnight and charge it at like relatively slow pace, not to damage the battery, I don't know. So he leaves that overnight. He wakes up in the morning, goes to his car to find that because everyone decided to turn their kettles on at in the break of EastEnders, the electric company, to manage the load, decided to turn off his electric car charger. And now he can't get to work.
He didn't know it was turned off. Him thinking it was on because he put it on.
So how would you know? You turn it on, you press the plug, the fucking switch is red, it's on.
You'll have to go through your house checking that if things are still charged.
I know, right? Like, what kind of bullshit's that? Like,
oh man.
How is that gonna work with like smart houses as well? Like, what if you have a load of smart devices?
I don't want a smart house. I don't want something that's called a smart
yeah,
house.
to be fair, when we're talking about smart meters and how they're gonna be systematically used to fuck people over, let's not have a smart house.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I would build my own smart house because they can't control it. Then exactly. I did it. It's mine.
Yeah.
But
I don't want someone that's controlled and monitored by something else
yeah, like
that I'm living in.
that's so sketchy, like, innit?
Mm.
And the thing is, like, yeah, the idea is they're gonna be trying to keep it sort of responsible. It's meant to help distribute load or whatever, but is that all it's gonna be used for?
Absolutely not.
It's yeah, definitely not. It's gonna get used for some shady shit, and no one will know till it's too late.
Mhm.
Because that's just what happens. So honestly, I'm kind of, if it wasn't for the convenience, I would actually be worried that I upgraded to a smart meter. Although I will say, one of the people quoted within this article was actually a representative from Octopus, which is a renewable or a mostly renewable energy company or energy provider.
Mm-hmm.
So they use smart meters and stuff like that. So if you were to get a smart meter, I would think Octopus is probably the safest way to go. If you want the minimum chance of getting electrically butt rape. So
Nicely put that.
I mean, and it's ethical as well, like the ethical electricity. I've been thinking about swapping over to them for a while, but we haven't long swapped to Boost. So if I see a nice little free 50 quid credit or whatever, I'll probably pick it up. But yeah, like honestly, the whole thing is just, it's too much for right now, isn't it?
It's
like
way too much.
It's too much, man.
Like your home is your home. You don't want to give somebody
Like
control over that.
when I got a new router, when I got sent a free new router from Vodafone to replace our dodgy one, he mentioned that there was a memory chip in there, and straight away I jumped up like, what was that record? What was that take? What kind of analytics does that take? It doesn't take any traffic or data, does it?
What do you say?
Apparently, it's just to help it get back up and running quicker at the end. It's supposed to be for the firmware and stuff like that to make it run better.
I mean, you can't question that. You can't say no then.
Yeah, like I don't think it's necessary. I could probably figure out a way to find out what exactly they are storing. Or recording with that chip, but
your notes, obviously.
Yeah, of course. But like, I hate how data has become such a dirty commodity. You know, you get more money, and it's actually potentially worse than oil at this rate. Like, data is potentially a less ethical and bigger like cash cow than oil, which is insane. I almost said kind of good, because maybe that means we'd use less oil, but I doubt.
I doubt it.
Yeah, very much so. So that's a whole thing. And I'm sure I read that there's some people that are trying to make it, like, put it into law that you have to have at least the version 2 smart meters. You know, the ones that at the very least take your data.
Why though? That's shading in itself. That's saying
they want more money from us.
Yeah, they want that, but they also want more control. They're also saying, no, we will have some data from your house, otherwise you won't be able to regularly check your energy.
Yeah, it's it's just
Get out of my house! Get out of my house! What are you doing here?
yeah. It's getting so much like 1984 and Fahrenheit 451 and Brave New World. It's scary at this point. The amount of similarities that we see to all of this stuff. It's just scary at this point, man.
It is becoming like an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see it happening.
Did you see? I don't know if you've seen this, but did you see the ads for Black Mirror season 5 or 6? Was it?
I've not seen any ads, and I'm really excited now.
Well, temper it a little bit for just for a minute, for a
okay.
minute. Although I did just see that it is Black Mirror 6. I did see that he has like talked about it, but here we go.
I can kind of see where it's going.
You on the stream?
I am on the stream now. Yes.
Yeah, load it up.
Okay.
Oh, not lad. I wanted just the picture. Damn it. There we go. It's not even bigger.
I can't see
Black
that.
Mirror, 6th season, live now, everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's just a mirror.
I've seen stuff like, oh, with COVID that's going on, this is Black Mirror. We're living it this year.
Yeah. Like they actually saw people tweeting and putting that out on Facebook and thought, that's a good ad campaign.
Especially with the 5G. I mean, that could definitely be a Black Mirror episode, 5G and a COVID.
I was about to say that 5G and the virus, unless it gets blocked by like the FTC or some shit, or like whatever regulators, then there's definitely a 5G and a pandemic episode.
They'd have to call it something else. They won't be able to call it 5G, I imagine.
Wireless 10.
Oh, I'm so excited. I really need Black Mirror. I need some more.
Yeah, I would love to see some more Black Mirror, to be fair.
It's so good. It's so immersive.
It is, isn't it? Like, I haven't seen the latest ones for a good while, except for Smithereens, I think. That was the one with the guy kidnaps the guy to get hold of the CEO of Friendface or whatever it was.
That was okay.
I quite like that one, but I've got a soft spot for Topher Grace, so
we have watched it all.
We have, yeah.
Yeah, we
several times over.
So yeah, that is, it's only them 3 episodes in season
like
5.
Season 5, I like, that's the one that I haven't watched over multiple times yet.
Oh right, yeah.
Like, other than Smithereens. Striking Vipers, that one, oof.
That is probably Black Mirror. That to me felt like the most Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, that really twists your head, don't it?
So weird.
I did really like the was it actually called Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2? The one with Miley Cyrus. I did really like that one, but more for like the concept of it all and like the synchronicities between like the whole show and her music career and the industry and all that sort of thing, like all the parallels that it draws. Like I thought it was really clever with all that.
Yeah. I enjoyed.
I need to watch those 2 again at some point, but yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna binge it all again.
It's a lot to binge through at this point,
it is.
Even when there's like 2 seasons with only 3 episodes.
I don't recommend doing it because you might feel very depressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Be pretty depressed. It'd be about as depressing as a Zeitgeist movie, I think. Remember those?
Yeah. If you haven't seen that, check it out, but be warned, it's
yeah, be ready to spiral into a pit of depression.
They don't hold back.
Add in the slightest. Like not even a smidge. Like it's just
get-go.
Yeah, it opens with war atrocities. So
basically 10 minutes of that and explosions.
Yeah, it's just literally the opening is 10 minutes of just priming you ready to give you the idea of what you're about to see and find out.
It's a really interesting watch, though.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, actually, to be fair, once you get past the first 10 minutes, the first 10 to 15 after that is actually really interesting and less depressing, so long as you're not religious or a Christian.
Yeah, that's also another warning. If you are,
Yeah, be prepared to have not to.
I just recommend not watching. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to not watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
but if you do,
if you do,
be prepared and don't say we didn't warn you. And the third one is, it makes you feel a little better about it. Like it's kind of uplifting from the two previously. But
I've never seen the second one.
So you've just been stuck with the first one this whole time.
That's my only. That's my only. What's the word? Not image, but that when I hear Zeitgeist, that is all I see in my head over and over again.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It's got one of the most my words are failing me, but you just don't forget the intro. The intro,
it's visceral
into my head.
Yeah,
yeah,
like it's definitely a lot of psychological priming for sure. Like but the thing is, even if you did skip the entire intro, you would. It's not as if you would feel better by the end of it for skipping it. You would feel just as bad. If anything, that intro is kind of priming you to getting you ready. It's getting you ready to feel them 10 ways of shit. So you almost need to watch through it just to prepare, so that what comes after is almost cushioned.
I can see that.
But yeah, the first 10 minutes or so, it's sort of, to put it simply, it's an attempt of debunking religion in a sense. Kind of like, it ties a lot of them together with similar themes, and it's a really interesting, thought provoking for the first 10-15 minutes, and then it gets really dark very quickly.
Maybe, yeah, I was gonna say,
like it starts off with 10 minutes of like priming you with like war imagery and just explosions and nuclear bombs and God knows what else, and then 10 minutes of breaking your fear of God, and then and then it just goes hard for the next hour and a half, and it don't let up. It don't let up to the third movie.
I need to rewatch, actually. I don't even remember much of the first one.
Rewatch the first one, and then once this is all over, we can watch the second and third.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
It does indeed. All right, so I got a load of other points here, but I mean, I am sick of chatting about Boris, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got one here. Apparently, he was complaining about his wage, how it's gone down from 350K.
He was complaining about his wage.
Yeah, it's gone down from 350K, but to only 150K. Like, how can he manage? How, like, I think we should all. I'm stealing this joke from Lou. I think we should all go outside at 8:00 tonight and clap for him.
Clap for Boz, like.
Clap for Boz. Like, the poor guy. He has to put 4 of his kids through uni, and they're not even birthed from the wife he's with now. And you know what? He can only afford one cleaner, and he doesn't even think he can afford a nanny.
Oh wow.
But that's as much as I'm spending on that. Fuck him.
Good.
Oh, apparently I had 2 links for the smart meters thing. I didn't have to pop off at Telegraphs. Oh, they're both Telegraph links?
Oh, so you did? Now you've got to pop off again. If anything.
Are they different links or what? Or is it just different? Oh wait, no, this one's behind a paywall also. Why have they got 2 articles about the same issue, both behind? Fuck them. I'm done. Oh, I've got 2 links about Boris's money worries as well. We'll go into that Twitter thing another time when we have more time. We've already gone over the 10 p.m. curfew for pubs, so I've only got a couple things left.
Okay.
Both
Yeah,
Xbox.
we are getting towards that. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, we haven't had any game in this episode, so let's be having it.
So, Microsoft are buying Bethesda and ZeniMax for $7.5 billion.
Yeah, and wow, okay.
So,
yeah,
I don't know how I feel about this, because I don't know. I don't know why, but I don't know how I feel about it. Because I just feel like something is going to go badly with this, you know? Somehow.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Xbox already has enough stuff going on that they're not going to be able to focus properly on these things.
What if the games end up Windows Store exclusives?
I mean, I was kind of, surely that's going to happen. Imagine.
No.
Only on the Windows Store.
On the bright side, Microsoft, I think they own Obsidian, so Fallout New Vegas 2, please?
Confirmed. You've heard it here first. Fallout New Vegas 2.
Hopefully. And finally, my last bit, which I think I seen this today. But so it wasn't today, it was like a day or 2 ago. So did you see that the Xbox Series X pre-orders went live?
I did.
Well, at the same time as the pre-orders went live, the Xbox One X sales went up 747% on Amazon. So, I wonder how that happened, considering there's a new console coming out soon. Like, the old console? Increase it in sales by nearly 1,000%? I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, I wasn't that surprised of it when it turned up at the door the next day. And like, whoa, yeah, boy.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my god. Next day delivery, you just have an Xbox turn up and you rip it open. It's like, it's in a Series 1.
There's got to be someone who is clueless about it, and it's just like, and they've tweeted about it, like, oh look, I pre-ordered an Xbox Series S, and look, I got it in the post.
Mate, I just realized I think there's gonna be significantly fewer people that had an Xbox One X delivered the next day were disappointed compared to the amount of kids that are going to get disappointed as fuck this Christmas.
Can you imagine?
I'm calling it now. There's going to be a whole thing where there's like a minimum hundreds of kids, at minimum, who got given an Xbox One X instead of an Xbox Series X for Christmas.
I feel so sorry for them.
Really and the parents as well. Like having to deal with that. They will have spent all that money and then they have to deal with their kid throwing up Like, be it crying and shit on Christmas because they ain't got the right
What?
Xbox. Oh no.
How much can you buy? How much is an Xbox One X right now? Oh my god, how the fuck is it still 368 quid? What? They got a new console coming out next month, and the Xbox One X is still £368.
Yeah, the one I'm looking at right now on this Amazon listing is $405,
What?
which is, I think is roughly about 300 whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? And it's got buy this item new for 59999 underneath it. What?
What is going on?
Wait, so that's second hand and they're selling it for $400.
Well, oh, never mind. See if there's any new comments on that.
Okay, so someone has has speculated that it could be that scalper bots maybe didn't have like clear enough code and started buying Xbox One X's instead of Series X's. So that could be a possibility. Amazon have apparently clarified that the 747 figure represents the Xbox One X's rise up on the sale charts, not in growth in unit sales. But that's still a little too sus for me to discount there, you know?
Yeah. Defo.
Like, how could it rise up Amazon's sales charts that quickly at the exact point that the Series X pre-orders go live, you know? Like, sure, 747% figure, like that's a weird number, but it does have next to it oh wait, no, those are sales rank. So it went from sales rank 2,804 to sales rank 331.
That's a massive leap.
That is a massive leap. So regardless of Amazon clarifying whatever, I don't think it's possible to say that that people haven't fallen for this death trap.
Look, if you want an Xbox, and you see, and you just go, oh, maybe I don't want this new Series X. Maybe I want something cheaper. You know, it's 4K, whatever. And you see that is £368.
Then the Series S is still 300.
Yeah, or even the S version of the new one is 299. So
that exactly.
Cheaper. You don't order this.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like not the Xbox One S. The Series S is cheaper than the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, though, I'm sure I mentioned it on you before, but the weird thing is that apparently the Xbox Series S will only be playing Xbox One S versions of the games. It won't have the Xbox One X enhanced editions, despite them probably being at least as powerful as the Xbox One X.
Then what is the point?
I don't know. It feels to me like it's just artificial sort of, what would you call it? Like they're just trying to make the other one look a lot better.
Yeah.
They artificially inflating it essentially in some way, shape or form. It's like it's like with Samsung, like not backporting some DeX features to the S8 that they have on the S9, for example. It's for the sake of sales.
But if I already have an Xbox One S at this point, then I would never ever think of upgrading to that. If I'm getting the same basically edition on just a new console.
You know, that's a wild idea actually. So in theory, there's going to be games that the Xbox One X won't be able to play, that the Xbox Series S will be able to play, but then there's going to be Xbox One X games that look better on the Xbox One X than they do on the Xbox Series S.
Yeah. I guess that's why it's more expensive.
Like, realistically then, if you already have a One X and you want the like, maybe let's say you just want the new console for the new games that'll come out that won't be backported, you may as well just get a One S then, because all the backwards compatibility stuff is just going to look better on your older Xbox anyway.
That's going to save you £300 if you've already got one. Right.
God, so weird, that, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Microsoft do weird shit, don't they?
It does kind of explain though why the X the Xbox One X may be more expensive if it is showing better, showing it at 4K rather than Xbox One S quality.
Yeah,
I guess that's a way of justifying it, but I mean, not really.
Yeah, I suppose, like, maybe it'll be running the series at the Xbox One S game at like 1440p, 120 FPS, but it'll still be the lower model.
I just want to see side by side comparisons. I want to see some gameplay.
At this point,
I'm ready.
At this point, kind of.
I mean, I'm not getting one out of PC, but still.
Yeah.
I want to see how good it is, you know?
Yeah, you want to know if the investment was worth it, don't you?
Because the screenshots seem incredible, and the screenshots seem too good to be true.
Yeah.
And they probably are. I mean, that's how it was for the
Xbox
One.
The new storage system helps a lot, but I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be getting that it's not gonna be that good. I really don't think it will.
No.
Oh, actually, one other thing I remembered. Yeah, so Devil May Cry Definitive Edition has been announced. So apparently, the PC isn't getting it. So it's going to be on the Series X, S, and PS5. But the PC won't be getting the Definitive Edition.
Console exclusive.
Despite the fact that the only real difference is the textures have been upped. It's had ray tracing added, and they've got a new character or something like that to go into it. So it's... I think I even heard the original Devil May Cry 5 was built on PC first.
Okay.
So why the fuck is the Definitive Edition not being brought to PC? And why the fuck didn't it have ray tracing in the first place if they can do it for the consoles now?
Yeah, ray tracing is going to be interesting on the consoles.
It will, because
like
that's the bit that's getting me thinking that they're not gonna have 120 FPS.
That's what I'm thinking.
And 1440p or and 4K. It's not.
Like, this is either game-changing ray tracing, like we've never seen before, which they do claim, but or you are going to suffer some FPS issues, you know, as anyone would while activating RTX ray tracing.
So there's new things that NVIDIA have done to make ray tracing a lot better, at least on their own systems, especially the 3000 series cards, make it more efficient and everything. But the thing is, the CPU GPU in the consoles are AMD, and we've seen nothing of ray tracing out of AMD yet.
Yeah, I mean,
So
maybe it is game
I
changing.
really don't know where they're at with that. Maybe they're gonna pull something out their ass, but I'm a little doubtful. If I'm being really
doubtful.
blunt.
Just off of what they released in the previous generation. What they promised and what was actually released being two very different things.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. Especially for the Xbox One.
Like, as much as I would love for it to look amazing on the consoles, because it's just gonna mean main PC looks even better, realistically, right? But after the whole thing with the original Xbox One X, I mean the original Xbox One, even when they said that could do 4K, when it just couldn't, how can we believe them now? You know, I think ray tracing really. Ow, fuck.
Tell me truth.
Tell me a truth, man.
Lying?
Who's a liar?
You lying.
You lying, he is. But yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see for that. I mean, if pre-orders are out now, then surely we'll get some actual gameplay and everything soon. So here's to hoping, right?
That we get some gameplay at least soon. Do you reckon they'd release that before release date?
I'd hope so, yeah. I'd hope we get like something beforehand. Right. It's funny. I thought we'd actually manage to keep it under 2 hours this time, but here we are. Never manage it.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are. Forgot a different outro song this time. Just released.
Oh, okay. This is new to me.
One of my favorite newer up-and-coming artists, Cray. She decided her label didn't want to buy the song, or put out the song, so she just put it out herself. And once again, same as night mode stuff, free for everyone to put on their content. Just credit, and that's it. Like MVPs. I love it when my artists do this kind of stuff. It needs to happen more. It's a pretty deep, dope song as well. And literally just about how shit the summer is. So I think that's it for us today, and
it's about time to end.
So it's about time to end. We've had a solid 2 hours. I'll get this audio rendering, get it up on Anchor, and try and remember to actually make it live before next Thursday this time. And maybe even get up on YouTube tomorrow.
I've done a boo-boo here.
But
Joe, do you remember I said that by next time we would? Well, to be fair, I did say
get all the links and everything, right?
Yeah.
If only.
By next week, we will probably maybe have all of the social media up and running. But if follow anyway.
Yeah. Chuck us a follow.
Links are displayed.
Yeah, the Anchor audio always has links to the music and night mode, whoever I feature, and it'll have our YouTube and our Twitch in it. Realistically, I should probably think to put our Anchor into our Twitch description as well. I need to get all that cross-post and stuff sorted. But
I will
yeah,
just social media, start posting, and then it'll be more formal.
I'm pretty sure all of our socials are up top. Like, for the most part, that's all it. We're only missing Instagram and Facebook up there.
And they are made, they're just not finished.
Yeah,
so,
just need to actually start figuring out how to use it.
Yeah. exactly. And what we're going to be putting on it. So hopefully that'll be done by next time. We can put it up there and follow.
Yeah, but until then, check us a like on whatever you're listening to. It helps the algorithm and all that. Or even dislike. I'm pretty sure that even helps the algorithm. Anything, just interact with our shit. Just touch it. Do something. Just skip through. I don't care. Anything.
But dislike.
Anything to get. It gets interaction. Apparently it's good. Dislikes are good.
It's fine as long as they're fine with me coming and killing their family. That's absolutely fine.
I mean, yeah. Oh wait, shit. This one isn't copyright free. Whoops.
We don't need that.
Please no demon.
So yeah. Anyway, it's a good time to end.
Yeah.
Should be back again next Thursday. I mean, but nothing else to do in lockdown. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, like.
I
mean, otherwise, I'll just be sitting here anyway,
just chatting shit. Anyway.
Chatting shit.
Just chatting shit to nobody instead of at least someone.
Be chatting shit to my brain. Otherwise, I've got to spew it somewhere.
Exactly.
Right. Hope you all have a fucking good week, and we'll catch you next time.
And stay safe.
Yeah, of course. As always, stay safe. And hopefully this bloody lockdown will be sorted before the end of the year, maybe even before Christmas. Ha!